You ever wake up in the middle of the night, 3 a.m., 4 a.m., and this long list of things that you know you need to do, that you didn't do, that you should do, that you may have should have done better, it's just rolling through your head over and over again. Yeah, that was me last night. So it is Monday morning. It is Monday, December 22nd, and there are so many things to be done. So I decided to get up and make a list of things that I needed to do so that I can get the most important things done for sure, things that I've kind of rolled over from last week to this week, and then we can progress on to this week. And for the sake of progress, hopefully we can finally get caught up. So I have my list started here, and the first thing that I put on the list was to can the lemon juice. Now, we juiced the last of our lemons and we lost some because a few of them had some damaged spots on them. And I say a few, comparatively it's a few, but it was probably about 5 to 8 pounds that we lost. And it was just out of pure busyness. I just wasn't able to get to them. We gave quite a few away. We freeze dried a bunch. And even this last winter storm that we had, the wind knocked down quite a few. And so we just needed to do something with them. So I got them all cleaned up, sorted the bad ones, threw the bad ones out, and the good ones I juiced. There's a huge bowl in the refrigerator of the juice that needs to be canned. And so far, I've not been able to do that. I need to wash the jars, get lids, get the water bath canner back out, so on and so forth. So I'm putting that at the top of my list today. Not saying that it's going to be done first, but just recognizing that it does need to be done. It needs to be done today. All right. Also, I started planting. I did okra last night, full tray of okra. And I have another tray prepped for planting. I need to do eggplant. Eggplant. And I already have those seeds out here. We're going to be doing Black Beauty this year and Long Purple. That's what I have in my selection right now. So we're going to use those. What else did I need to do? I need to refresh bedding for the chicks. We have new chicks. I'll have to show you guys those. Okay, refresh bedding for the chicks. They're in their quarantine stage now. They're fairly big. They're like 10 weeks old, but of course we're keeping them separate from everybody else for quarantine purposes, but also they're little, so. He's hiding because he's in trouble. Tulip is looking for Paul. Okay, we're going to refresh the bedding for the chicks. We're going to plant the eggplant. I need to move the planted trays to Hoopty greenhouse. And that's just a little room within Hoopty where we keep our seedlings. It's going to be fairly warm this week, so they should be fine in there. Matter of fact, it should help with germination without even having to really use the heating mats. Just with a humidity dome and plenty of water, they should be good. All right, I need to harvest kale for kale chips. We're going to finally do it, guys. We're going to finally make freeze-dried kale chips. I'm so excited about that. So we have Licenito, and we also have... Are you okay? Licenito and curly kale that we can use for that. Okay, I need to complete planting the leeks. Started planting those yesterday. There's probably a video out, should be out by now, if I made time to edit and post, about how we did that. But I only did a few because it was getting dark and I didn't want to do too much bending. So I need to complete planting those leeks. What else? Oh, I need to feed the kombucha scobies. And feed the ginger bug. I told you he's hiding because he's in trouble. Feed the ginger bug. Feed the kombucha. Is that it? Those things will just catch me up to... Oh, nope, that is not it. I need to process... I just looked up and saw the last maybe 10 or so Kiwana melons on the table. Okay, we just do that. So once we do that, nope, that's not true either. Harvest microgreens. It's Microgreen Monday. So I need to harvest and package those. Harvest, package, and deliver. Just this list right here just keep me busy for the rest of the day. Like, that's not even including the things that I need to, that I didn't get to this weekend, last week, I'm sorry, that pulled over into this weekend, like planting beets in the high tunnel. We need to do beets, rutabagas, beets, rutabagas, and more lettuce. Okay. Can you read my chicken scratch? This is where we are. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to go outside first and check in on the chicks and get them some food and fresh water and let you guys see how cute they are. And then while I'm out there, probably go ahead and harvest. Get my basket. We'll go ahead and harvest some kale. Ah! Did y'all see that? These spiders. See. These boy. And then he gonna bow up at me. You want my basket in my house? Bruh. Oh, you think I'm trying to take your food? He caught something. All right, we're gonna take him outside, y'all. Thank you. I'm sorry, y'all. Me and spiders, like, the craziest things happen. I can't wait to review that to see if you caught him jumping down. I swear. Let's go outside, y'all. Take my pen with me so I can mark my accomplishments off. And that's the cool thing about doing a to-do list, because did you get him out or you just set the basket outside? Oh, no. Well, then, okay, I'll get Brian to get it out. When you have a to-do list, like, you can start, like, marking things off, and then, like, you can actually, like, visualize your progress. And for me, when I am feeling overwhelmed and I just feel like I need to feel accomplished, that's a lot of the reason why I will actually write it out. And sometimes I would do it on my phone, but for some reason, writing it in, like, pen and paper or pencil and paper, it just really, I feel so much more accomplished, and I feel like I can, like, actually see and touch my progress in a different type of way. So sometimes analog is okay. Sometimes digital is okay. For me in this moment, analog is where it's at. Y'all, I'm gonna tell you the really cool thing about having your children live with you and they're willing to work. And Ty was like, well, I gotta work today. I gotta do some work on the farm. So if you want to just give me those beet seeds and those rutabaga seeds, I'll plant them. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But I'm still gonna leave it on the list until it's done. Then I'll mark it off. So here's my, y'all have seen these all over YouTube, everywhere. The Michael's seed, it's actually for photos, but you know, we all use them for seeds. So right now I'm looking for my roots. There we go. We got, I have like all of my beet seeds are, I'm running low on them. So it's going to be a variety of different beets. Should we do try parsnips again? We haven't had any, like, we grew parsnips one time by accident because they were in a cover crop mix and they were the best parsnips we ever grew. And then every time after that I've tried to grow them on purpose, it's just been a big fat no. I don't know what, I was so excited and focused on getting my to-do list that I didn't even do an intro for the video. So if you are new here, hey, my name is Sheena and this is my shadow. She is just as friendly and adventurous as I am. Welcome to our channel. We're happy to have you here. If you're returning, thanks for coming back. And let's get on with the video. What do you say? I didn't even add this to the list, but I'm gonna delegate this to Brian while I'm doing something else probably. No, I gotta stay close. My grapevine is over here. But yeah, all that's gotta come down. And in that bed, down there at the bottom here, hey, how y'all doing? That's where we'll probably plant more onions. And I'm probably gonna put some more peas up against this trellis. I have some that are frost tolerant. The dandelions, it's just wild. It is absolutely crazy that there's dandelions flowering out here in December. No, I didn't put that on YouTube, but we did do a video about how bad we attacked these Brussels sprouts and kale out here in this bed. We sprayed, we removed, oh my gosh, so many of them manually. And phone call. Please hold for our next available representative. I love it when they call you and put you on hold. That's the craziest thing. So anyway, these were sprayed, and I think I need to spray again and get down there and really check for some more worms, because I expected the progression to slow, but I can see on a couple of these plants it's actually worse than what it was when I initially treated. And I think I want to try to move these into the bed or to another location. I planted them, if you remember, this whole area was full of these red garnet, I think, or garnet, giant garnet, something to do with red mustards. They're a Japanese variety. The other thing about a to-do list is it helps me to stay focused, because as soon as I came up here, I was like, oh yeah, we need to pull those and get this area ready for the next round of onions coming. That's not what I came out here to do. But they do need to go. Hey, ma'am. What you doing? What you doing, ma'am? What you doing, ma'am? You're so cute. Oh my goodness. You're so cute. You're so bad. This is the baddest rabbit we have. And it's not a knock to Flemish giants, but he was a rehabilitated one. And he still will bite occasionally. This is Peter. Peter. Bad boy Peter. Bad boy Peter. Something else that I did not put on the list. I'm sitting here looking. The celery. Celery gonna be grown before it even get in the ground. They still had water, but they had just kicked some dirt and grass over into it. So now who just done pooped in the food just that quick? So I'm gonna record for you guys from here with my phone so you can see these babies. Since I'm set up back there. That one there that's eating, I'm gonna call that one Angel. She's sweetheart. And I think it's a she. All right, babies. A little thirsty? Want some fresh waters? Yeah. Here you go. Here you go, Angel. Can I get some water, girl? Can you get some water? Such a sweet part. You're such a sweetie. Oh, such a sweetie. Okay, so my phone's not focusing, right? Hey. Hey, beautiful. Hiding out behind the brooder. Okay, so she's like, I want to get some water, but I'm not so sure about you. Yeah, that's white. Got your little beak all dirty. What did you been into? What have you been into, little lady? What have you been into? So that's done. I'll get my little list so I'll mark it off. All right. Refresh. Bedding for chicks. I can't believe all this time I've been out here, I've only done one thing off this list.
I was working on first shoot for 5 hours just to get the one seam sewn.
Oh, girl. One thing off my list. This is terrible, y'all. What else can I do while I'm in here? Harvest the kale for kale chips. It's kind of hot in here. I usually don't like to harvest when it's hot. I don't think I have a choice though. I also need to harvest some kale for an order and arugula. So I do need to do that. Is there anything else I can do in here besides harvesting?
I can also harvest the kale and keep it from bedding down so that.
Well, you already got a bunch going on, ma'am. as it is. Alright, so we got some kale here. Probably should have brought a bigger basket, but I didn't. Just bringing one is actually an accomplishment for me. So I can mark off my kale for the kale chips. I still need to get the arugula, but I don't want to leave this out here in this heat. It'll get wilty. And check something else off of my little list here. Boom, boom, boom. Boom. Alright, so we're going to go in now. And, didn't put on there processing these, but we're going to go ahead and do it. Okay, so I am... Oh. Just got this on. It's one thing to have your audio issues fixed by having the mic, but you actually have to remember to put it on. It's very important. So have my kale here, and what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna rinse it in some cold water, and then I'm gonna lay it out to dry. And when I'm ready to work on the chips, it should be ready. Some of this is also for an order. I just have to weigh it out. Actually, I should weigh all of it. These being grown in the hot tunnel, and with the use of drip irrigation, you can see there's very little dirt or anything on them from rain and the water splashing back up on the leaves. That's why I really prefer to grow the greens of any sort in the hot tunnel. But it's difficult when your winter feels like summer, so it's hard to know when and what to plant, how to plant each year, and you kind of just have to play it by ear. Putting up shade cloth, rolling the sides up and down. There's different things that you can do to create a suitable microclimate for those greens when your weather is inconsistent like it is with us. I heard someone from out in Texas recently on a video I was watching, and they were like, you go through all of the seasons in one day, only in Texas. And I was like, brother, let me tell you something. It's in Alabama too. And I think a lot of the southern states experience that type of roller coaster throughout the day, certain times of the year, except for summer. Now, summer is summer all summer, and spring is also summer. Fall and winter encapsulate all of the seasons. That's probably a better way to put it. Oh my goodness. Can you imagine how delicious these chips are gonna be? I'm so excited. And we only harvested from like 4 plants. I was trying to record that, but what happened is I didn't activate my face tracking, and it just kind of recorded the ground the whole time. So sorry about that. But you do get to see me wash the leaves, so yay. That water's turning warm. I realized I had to warm water on. It took it that long to turn cold. So that'll tell you how cool it is in the ground right now, even though the air temperature doesn't feel that way. So it's a good time to start spinach too for us. So I might have to go ahead and add that to that list of things that Ty's planting. Well, that needs to be planted, because that's a lot for her to get to in one day. Especially considering that the areas that she's working with also have to be prepped for planting. So like the rows have to be weeded. If it's something, and they need to be amended with nutrients, compost, or fertilizer. So it's not just about dropping the seeds in the ground. So it's a bit more work. Oh, this curly kale is absolutely beautiful. Loving it. Okay, that is 6.63 ounces. It's not bad. Not bad. I was going for 6, so hey. Okay. Oh, almost made it. So this is 5.94 ounces. I was 0.6 ounces off. That's pretty good though, right? These are super convenient. You get a bunch of them when you buy them. And I personally, I know it seems weird to use it in this application, but I promise you, it's great. So I'm gonna turn these this way with hopes that any water that kind of gets trapped behind those leaves there and those little creases, just kind of pop it like that. Hopefully those will come out. Covering them just for humidity's sake, to help prevent any extra wilting. That backside is covered with plastic, so that'll help hold in moisture, but also dry at the same time. It's kind of interesting. Those big beads of water will kind of come off, but evaporating condensation will kind of stay in and keep those leaves plump. And now that we're already in the house, back in the house, I'm gonna put this in the fridge. We can go ahead and work on those microgreens. I've had the worst trouble with sunflower microgreens this year. Actually, for the last 2 years. I'll take that back. But I don't know what it is. I even tried a different supplier, the last supplier, even after using the food grade peroxide, I still ended up with mold, and that batch had to go. This batch has done great as far as the mold. There's no issues. Done the same way. But they grew slowly, and a lot of the seed pods did not come off. So normally just doing this will remove a good bit of them, but they are sticking a lot. Normally we get about, on a good batch of the sunflowers, we get about 10 to 12 ounces per 10-20 tray. And this was only 7.5. So I'm really disappointed in that. So I was supposed to put the kale in as well, and I forgot. Just disappointed in this. I don't want to give up on sunflower microgreens because they are so delicious. But why am I having such a hard time, y'all? I think next time I'm just going to try. I think next time I'm going to try hydroponically and see how that works. Just no medium, just 100% hydroponics, and see how that goes. Right, so I'm gonna move those kale over to one of these type bags as well. That's gonna be my thumbnail. See, I do still have to go back and get the arugula out of the hot tunnel. All these all of these seed shells. I'm gonna go back into that tray with what's going to the chickens for them to play with. Back out, got the arugula, and now we're just gonna give it a quick rinse. I ended up making it dirty trying to pull it up from the root, and then the dirt kind of got down on the leaves a little bit. So I'm not gonna worry about it too much here. I'll give it a good little rinse, and then that's gonna be it. But is it not beautiful? Look at that arugula. It's absolutely gorgeous. Those are obviously not going to fit in our bags, so we'll just put those in a regular thank you bag. It's now 2:14. I've been going pretty much nonstop all day. That's typical. But I did realize that I could go ahead and get my tea going. That's what we're going to do now. The next thing on our list, like I said, was that kale, the Lacinato kale. I'm going to go harvest that right quick and I will be back. So we got this another basket full of greenery, and the only thing left I have to do outside is to plant the rest of the leeks. So that should be able to be done quickly. And so I'm heading in now to wash and sort these, and then I'm probably going to go and deliver those items and then come back and finish my indoor work. We're getting things done. I'm not getting my to-do list. Forget how productive it makes me feel, and actually makes me. Because instead of jumping from one project to another, I'm actually completing things and getting things done. So my perimenopausal ADHD takes second seat when I have a written to-do list. All right. Realize how long it's been since I've had any food. So I was like, yeah, better do something about that. So I'm just gonna rinse these off just like we did before, nothing new. And I was thinking I was gonna go ahead and deliver, but now I'm thinking I haven't taken anything out for dinner. To prevent cross-contamination of any sort, I'm gonna go ahead and do the greens, and then I'm gonna wash up jars right quick for our lemon juice to can that up. And after that, I will go ahead and make deliveries. Do you guys like to cook kale? Or is it more of one of those kind of like you just enjoy it raw in salads or pestos and stuff like that? That is 7.5 ounces. I'm washing my jars up now for canning the lemon juice later. And since it has been in the refrigerator, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wash these jars. I don't know how many it's gonna take, probably not as many as I grab, but it's always better to have more. I'm gonna wash these jars. I'm gonna go ahead and put the lemon juice in them. Hello?
Does it need to be on heater or brooder?
Heater.
It needs to go on heater?
Whichever one it was already on is fine, because it's been working for him.
Okay.
Which one was that?
It was on brooder.
Okay. All right. Good deal.
All right.
Thanks. Just getting the chicks tucked away for the evening. We did open the sides of the hot tunnel, so that just basically means that it's going to be a little cooler in there tonight. So we are going to run the heat for them. All right, so yeah, I'm washing the jars up, and I'm going to go ahead and put the lemon juice in them and let them sit out on the counter for a little bit to come down to closer to room temperature. And then I'm going to put them in a water bath canner, but I'm not going to start it hot. I'm just going to let it kind of come to temperature so that we don't break our jars. Let's see. That's 3. I didn't measure how much juice that was that day. I feel like it'll be at least 4. So I'm going to do 4. I feel like it actually is going to be like 3 and some change, but could be wrong. I'm just washing these with warm soapy water, or it's getting hot. And these are 16-ounce jars. Let's see. I'm sure I'm going to need this jar for something. So I'm going to go ahead and wash all of these. I took out 6. I have been dipping out of this to put lemon juice into my greens powder in the mornings. Busy day. By the time I see you again, I should be back from making deliveries, and I'm about to take something out for dinner now. So when we get back, we will have the kombucha to take care of and planting our tray of eggplant. Right? Oh, and canning. Okay, so canning the lemon juice, planting the eggplant. Shucks, I gotta plant those leeks before I leave because might be too dark when I get back.
A few moments later.
All right, so I'm back. That took way longer than I wanted it to take, just because of the time of the day. That it is. Yeah, it took a while, but now we are here back, and we're going to be working on getting the scobies fed. I'm not going to be able to get the leeks completed. I did a bunch of them, actually, a good bit. However, the body said you did enough bending, and so I listened. Also, Ty had already done quite a bit of work in the high tunnel, and she was in for the day and working on her job, her commissions and things that she has. So I think I planted a good bit of them. It's probably only about maybe another 30 or so. And honestly, the angle that I would have to go is the back side of that bed, where right now I'm just opening up the green tea while I'm talking to you to start it steeping for the next SCOBY. It is 6:38 p.m. Dinner is in the air fryer. We are going to be having fish tacos or nachos, whichever you prefer, tonight. And I feel like, as far as this list is concerned, that's going to be the only thing that we don't get to. Oh, also, I forgot to mention, because I didn't show you, but the jars of lemon juice are already in water bath canning right now. Remember how I told you I was going to have to leave them out on the counter and then put them in the canner and have them come up to temperature because of them being cold? Well, that's what we've done. And so far, so good. Okay, that's a kombucha. I'll move you over. The last time I let this go a while without feeding it, it tasted absolutely nasty. And I'm knowing already that it's going to be that way again. But, why not? Let's see. That's straight up beer. Well, if you like beer, here you go. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add water. Bunch of water. I'm going to add filtered water, sugar, and some more ginger to waken this baby up. This is organic cane sugar in here. I don't know how much that was. It was a lot. So this is our ginger. It's been diced, and keep it in the fridge for feeding purposes. What I'm going to do now is add some water. So I'm getting water from our filter nozzle to feed this. Okay, let's stop right there. Let's stir. And maybe we can breathe some life back into this. But in the past, when I've waited, like I've gone a while without maintaining it with the kombucha as well as the ginger bug, they both are pretty forgiving, It's like they just go dormant. Like, she'll get to us when she gets to us. And that's it. I'm going to try this again probably in 2 days. And we should have some fairly good tasting ginger beer. We'll see. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour a good bit of this out. Okay. A little bit more. Pour a little bit more. It's so vinegary. It's almost burning my nose. Just put this to the side. I'm gonna taste it just because I have to. It's just fine. Let me see. Whew. It tastes like apple cider vinegar. No joke, just like it. Okay. I've got, you can see a couple of scobies here. I think what I'm going to do is going to put this one in something for, yeah, I'm going to take that one out. Oop. All right, let me get, need to put it in something. See? Put it in this Ziploc bag. And I'm going to put a little bit of that that I just poured off in here. Or, no, I'm not. Oh yeah, yes I am. Just a little bit. And I'll put some fresh in there as well. Right here. Okay. And this is our tea that we put on. You can see how dark it is because it's very concentrated. So I'm going to put sugar in there first. Give it a good stir. Don't know how much sugar it was, don't ask. It was more than I would usually do. Okay. So let's add this water in here. We're gonna pour this in. I wish I would have got another bowl for that SCOBY. Okay, and we're gonna stir. Make sure we got a good mix of the old and the new. Yeah. Get out of the way there. There we go. That's what we look like. I'm gonna put you back over there, and I'm gonna wipe up my mess. All right, this is what the other one looks like that I put to the side. Oh shoot, I was supposed to save some of that for this. Wait, let me get some. Okay, this spoon probably holds like a fourth of a cup, so gives you an idea about how much I put in there. Many days later. What had happened was I didn't actually get through that to-do list. Y'all, that was Monday. It's not Thursday. And the last few things on the list I plan to take care of today. But in the meantime, I've gotten a lot done now. Girl ain't just sitting around. It's just those particular things did not get done. This bed behind me is where we planted out the remaining of those, or a good bit of those leeks. But we have about this much left. And I'm going to put these in just various pots that I have that are just sitting because the summer stuff that was in them has died. And so I can just utilize that space for these. And I can probably even interplant with some lettuce or some sort of greenery. I also have a bunch of celery that still needs to be planted. So that's that. So of the things on the list, what I didn't get completed was I didn't get the eggplant tray started, even do it, and then I just got really, really exhausted, tired, All of my strength left me. And I went to bed. So I didn't get that done. I didn't get the kiwanos processed, and I didn't completely plant the leeks. This out of the boxes. This is pretty good. So right now I'm gonna go ahead and start. We're gonna start working on getting the eggplant planted in this tray. In the meantime, Brian and Brady are supposed to be playing, but I think they're just sitting there looking at me from afar. Go figure. I see you. I have these, oh goodness, what are these called? These plant labels. That's what they are. They're reusable, and I haven't really done that in the past too much, even though it's the practical thing to do. But it's December, and there's just not a lot of options as far as getting this kind of stuff quickly. Like, I can't go to the Dollar Tree and grab a pack. I have some popsicle sticks, but I don't want to use those. So I'm going to use these. And I found that this garden marker here, these two, they do pretty good as far as staying, because I use that on these, and look, it's still there. This is from earlier this year, and these have just been laying out in the yard. So yeah, so we're going to be planting just 2 types of eggplant this year. The last couple years I have not done very well with eggplant, and I don't exactly know why, but I'm not going to invest a lot of energy into planting a bunch of different varieties this year for that reason. A lot of these will be going to the plant sale. I'll probably keep... Okay, so this is a 36 tray. No, it's not. This is a 72 tray. I'm going to do 36 of each variety of the eggplants. And so we're doing Black Beauty and eggplant. We're doing Black Beauty and Long Purple. Those are the 2 varieties that we're doing. 36 of each. I will probably keep only 12 of each, and the rest of these will be listed for a plant sale or given away to friends and family. So, so the first one, let's do Black Beauty. You know, as far as Black Beauty goes, to me, it's one of the prettiest eggplants that you can grow. But I've only had success in growing like 1 or 2 actual fruit. No, it was more than that. I'd say 4, because I had like 2 plants when we first started, and they did pretty good. Is it a potato beetle? Anyway, they're disgusting, and they came and they decimated them, and then that was it. That was the closest to success that I ever had a chance to have with the Black Beauty eggplant. Okay, so it says, I think this was that long word, Wisconsin peach tomato that did really good last year. I'm just going to scratch through it and write an abbreviation on this side. Black Beauty. Alright. But on the front side, we're going to have it all neat and cute. I don't think I need to do one for each row. But well, that's interesting. And the other one's name was Long Purple, right? long purple. My adoptive papa, uncle, grandpa figure spiritually, he grows this long purple eggplant version of it. I'm not exactly sure which one, but every year his are so prolific, and I just want to be like him one day. And he always is so generous with, like, him and his wife both, with sharing the produce. And it's just so encouraging. I wish more people were like that, you know. And I want to be like that too. So it's good to have good role models in your life that you can aspire to be like. All right. So neither of these packets have the germination rates on them. It's probably going to be the last year that I put so much, like, do this many eggplant, because it's not really one of those things that's look like, if people don't come to my table asking me for eggplant at the market. I do like eggplant because there are certain ways that you can prepare it where it's really it can be a nice meat substitute. So and one of the ways I like to do it is to dice it up and pretty finely, and use it in like a spaghetti for like ground beef substitute. Because once you get all the seasonings in, I mean, you really can't tell. And as long as you take the skin off, that bitterness that's so commonplace with eggplant is not there. Seeing that I'm going to limit how much squash I do this year. The squash bugs are awful here. Just awful. And I think I'm going to focus on winter squashes early on. Did I get one in every hole? I feel like I skipped one. Okay. Well, that was quick. And it's so many more in this packet. Like, I feel like I got a bunch of eggplant seeds, y'all. But they're mainly the two varieties. A bunch were gifted to me from a customer that eventually she did. She moved international, and there was just taking the seeds with her. She had a huge collection. She grows organically as well, so it was a big blessing. And she was just like, here, I just want to give this to somebody that's going to do it some good. So if anybody needs some eggplant seeds, if you will reach out to me and send me a self-addressed envelope, I got you. I just want to pay it forward. And again, like I said, it's probably not something I'm going to be using a lot of in the future. I'm going to go through and cover these up. And as I continue planting this tray, I'm going to just stop recording. I was going to say I'm going to do a time lapse, but that does take up space on my device. And there's no need to. You don't need to see me putting these seeds in the ground, in the soil, do you? Just remember, the seeds are small. They barely need to be covered. Eggplant does need to be covered. It doesn't require light for germination, but just barely beneath the surface, okay? And then tamp down the soil, and there you go. I'm going to finish planting this tray out with the long purple and cover everything up. And then we're going to put this tray in the high tunnel. I'm going to put a humidity dome on it. I'm going to put it in the high tunnel, and we're just going to keep an eye on it daily. And when we come back, we'll be working on finding some pots to plant the remaining of our leeks in. Okay, so I got that tray done. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and... Oh, look what Brian found. I had him working on pulling up some old plants from the summer from another area. Look at that. This pepper has gone through the freeze. It was just hanging on the vine. It's a little soft, but it is usable. It's wild. Okay, so now I have a pot, and I may have to have another pot. We'll see. This pot looks like it's about 18 by 18 maybe. In here, in this pot, we had some of our red roselle hibiscus. No, that wasn't red roselle hibiscus. That was red splendor. We just pulled those out. That's just why the soil is so loose. It's very nice and loose. My suggestion, I think I've said this before, but if you have an area that has compacted soil and you're wanting to perhaps loosen it up a little bit, my suggestion is to plant something with a deep taproot. Something with a deep taproot like okra, roselle is really good because it's just going to grow and do its thing. And in the meantime, you get the beautiful flowers or the okra from it, the roselle, calyxes, and then after that season is over, that area is going to be nice and aerated. If you pull those plants up, you're going to get nice loosening of the soil. And if you just want aeration, you can actually leave those roots in and let them decompose in the soil to add to your nutrition. So it's like a win-win situation. If you ask me, that's just my saying. That's just what I'm saying. And there we go. We got our 2 pots of leeks planted. And the last thing on the to-do list is going to be those Kiwana melons. And I'm going to do that. There's, as the bowl that we have them in, I noticed that there was some like seepage coming out of the bottom. So that means another one or a few have gone bad. So we'll probably have to get those out to the chickens. That's going to be a gross mess to deal with. But this is what happens when you don't get to your harvest quick enough. And I hate it. But with us having the compost pile and with us having the chickens and the rabbits, very little does go to waste. Even if we can't consume it ourselves, it does go back into the cycle, the circle of life, so to speak. And for me, that brings some solace to know that it's not completely wasted, you know? Yeah. So I'm going to do that, but I'm not going to do that on camera. I promise you I'm doing it. I might even put some pictures. She said she was doing them Kiwana melons, but I don't actually believe she... Let me stop. Okay. So I'm going to put some pictures here to show you that I actually did do them. Here's the pictures. Here's the pictures. And here. See? I did do it. But now I am going to conclude our video by saying thank you for joining us for another fun adventure. I hope you had a good time. I did, and I enjoyed sharing it with you. Until we see you again, grow big from home. Catch you in the next video.